Charlotte Field is the Secretary of State of the United States of America, and she's, I'd say, a very capable, hardworking, smart, yet perhaps maybe overly diplomatic, but at the same time, principled politician who is running for president when we find her in the film.
Gosh.
Look at that.
That was awesome. Fred Flarsky is a journalist who writes for mostly independent papers or online splashes, talks about things that in a very open, honest way, that subject matters that people might not want to address that openly. He's got a very strong opinion and lets everybody know what that opinion is. And under no circumstances will he compromise at all.
Never.
And kind of goes through his life with that philosophy, which, as we all know, does not work very well
it's bad.
In life. But he has, at his core, he has very a good moral compass, and he really feels like everybody else is getting it wrong, and he's the only one getting it right. I think for a movie like this to work with somebody like me and Seth is to have a clear understanding that, you know, unless it's authentic, it's not going to work. And so it's really, I think the struggle is more finding like who these people are and do they make sense, and can we wrap our heads around that so that we can actually play that in a very authentic way. And then almost the story and plot is so secondary to that. I mean, we put a lot of attention to that because we wanted this movie to not feel like easily guessed, and we wanted the audience to constantly kind of like be thrown a little bit and not see foreshadow where it was going. But I think the most work that we did was figuring out who we were, right, and how that would work together,
and how that could be funny, like how to make it that we could be funny together and have the characters make sense and seem organic, and like we don't like jokey jokes, like, and like. So again, to build a dynamic that is just funny, we spent a lot of time just talking about that.
I think these characters have real stakes, and so there's real obstacles for them to overcome in order to actually try and end up with each other, and nothing along the way is easy. And I think you get that complicated world and that kind of more conflict, where two people are conflicted. You only create that if you set them in a world where the stakes are really high. And again, for me, it was just really great to play a female in a movie like this that, you know, doesn't just throw all of her ambition away just for a guy. And that's a difficult thing to play. That's very conflicted. And I think that's why you ultimately feel so much, because nothing is really easy for either one of them. They have to make some really hard decisions. Like, do we do Molly?
Exactly. Yeah.